Today, we're going to be taking apart Kiwi's enclosure, my Leachianus Gecko, aka the largest gecko in the whole wide world. And we're going to be building her a custom background with a bunch of plants. It's going to be fully bioactive and it's going to be amazing. As you guys know, this was my dream gecko that I got a few months ago. And it's been amazing having her, and she is pretty comfortable with people holding her and pretty comfortable with people in general. So she deserves it. She deserves a brand new custom enclosure.
Before we start on the tank, let me tell you about where the Leachianus Gecko is from. They are located on the island of New Caledonia, which is a high humidity and tropical environment, also known for the iconic crested gecko, which was rediscovered about 20 years ago. Knowing where a reptile is from can benefit you when going into creating the perfect environment for them and making them feel at home. Now that we know all this, let us continue on with the video.
As you guys can see in here, we're going to be saving all of this substrate. There are plenty of isopods in here, as you can see. Oh, there was just one there. Come back, little guy. All in this substrate. So there's no point in getting rid of this substrate. And you guys can see how well this pothos did. Like, I'm not good at keeping plants alive. And from what this pothos used to be to what it is now, it has grown so much. So we're going to be trying to keep this alive as well with the other plants we're going to be throwing in here. But as you can see, there's little spots in the back and on the sides. So we're going to get this wiped down real quick and clean out this tank and get all the dirt and everything out of here. As you can see in here, these things are called leaking leechies for a reason. There's some stuff on the door, some stuff everywhere. Peep the Spider-Man Crocs, by the way. Obviously, I love Spider-Man. But yeah, so we're gonna get this wiped out, cleaned out, and ready. This is all the soil that we're gonna reuse. These are all the wood that we're gonna reuse. Peep Miata over there in her new tank. She's been loving it, guys. And all that's going to go away because we have lava rock that we're going to use instead as the drainage layer. This is no good because it has dirt in it. And once your drainage layer has dirt in it, you gotta pretty much restart. And while we work on this tank, Kiwi's going to be chilling in here. She's not going to like it, but this enclosure is going to be absolutely amazing.
Now that we have the tank cleaned out, we could start my favorite process. This is my fourth custom background for one of my reptiles, and honestly, the feeling never gets old. There is so much creativity and artistic talent that goes behind one of these, and you really get the freedom to make it however you please. From creating different climbing places and different textured areas, it is really up to you and your own imagination. If you haven't done a custom background out of fear of making mistakes, it is part of the process, and the mistakes make it feel more natural. Now, while we let the spray foam cure, let's move on to something else.
So it's still not done. We're still waiting for it to cure, but it's looking good so far. I'm pretty proud of myself. But while we're waiting for it to cure, we might as well start feeding some of the reptiles in the room, and we're gonna start off with that guy over there, my favorite little guy. Now, if I know Blue, he is somewhere in here. We did change his enclosure around a bit. Gave him this to climb on, so he can get closer to the heat since it's been a little cold. Pretty certain he is down here. There you go, you can see his butt. Hey buddy. Yeah, the lighting's a little off. You can't really see his butt. There you go. You can see his butt in there. Look at him. Look how disgusting they are. I'm not a fan of bugs or roaches in general, but you know, I'm not the one eating him. He is. Well, he didn't want to eat, but I will pet him, take him out real quick, and show off the progress me and him have made so far. So here he is. So as you guys can see, he doesn't hiss or anything really anymore. He doesn't tail whip. He doesn't get all huffy puffy. If he was bothered by anything I was doing, he would do all of the above. He would be getting very huffy, puffy, very angry, but as you can see, he does not care right now. And I'm only wearing gloves because as of right now, he still is biting just because he feels like it or because he can, not necessarily out of defensiveness. Ooh, where are we going, buddy? But this is what I love to see in my animals. What I love to see, especially with a wild caught savanna monitor. or wild imported savanna monitor. Not very common to see them tame out so well. So look at that.
Now for the hardest and debatably the longest part of the whole process. You need to carve out the spray foam. Silicone will not properly adhere to the spray foam if not carved off, and it gives it something better and more texture to stick to. This is where you're able to carve and create ledges as well, and really give the background that shape you're looking for. The best way to go about the process is carve out the foam little by little. You will soon start to visualize the look you are going for. If you cut too much right off the get-go, you leave yourself with little to work with. Now, sadly, I forgot to set my camera up for the last bit of the process, so I will quickly explain it. Once the spray foam is carved out in the way you like, make sure to apply silicone all over the background. I'm talking every inch and edge you can, and make sure to apply the substrate of your choosing onto the background. Now, let's get into adding those plants, adding that dirt, and finishing off this tank.
Alright guys, as you can see, I am freshly out of work, still in my work uniform here, but we have Kiwi right here, so we're going to put her in the new tank. I had to wait till after I got out of work, because you need to let these enclosures sit over time after making those backgrounds. You gotta wait for the smell of the silicone, the spray foam. You gotta make sure it's all cured. It's a lot of stuff, and it's a very, very long process. So this is not something you just do in a day. It can take multiple days depending on how much you're gonna work on it. But I could see she's already a little stressed out right now since she's been in that tub for a couple of days. But oh, there she goes. Come on, girl. But that's going to be it for the end of this video. If you guys want to see more enclosures, please like and subscribe and comment down below what you would like to see. I should be, like I said, working on a lot more enclosures, a lot new upgrades, and every single one of these guys is going to be getting some nice enclosures. Ain't that right, Blue? Ain't that right, buddy? Look at that little guy. Look at my best friend right there. I love that guy. I love him with all my heart, and I love every single one of these animals with all my heart. But again, please like, subscribe, and comment down below, and I will see you guys in the next one.